Hi, I'm back, and we're going to try to do the Rosetta Nebula again. Hopefully the nebula is high enough up in the sky that we can image it tonight. So we're going to start Chrome, start the remote PC of Chrome, choose Pro 1 Master. Sure why that came up, but it did. Okay, so this is just a normal run, so there's no reason why we would need any of these icons on the left, and shouldn't need any of these icons in the upper right corner. So we're just going to start Voyager. This is again Viking that's starting here. This is the second instance of Viking that connects to the Pegasus power board. This version of Viking connects to the PLC. This is what we use to open the roof, close the roof, and if we had need, we would be able to turn off the control piece or the remote PC. This is what turns on and off the Pegasus power board. This is what turns on the mount. And then this would turn on the master PC. If we turn that off, we'd lose all connection. That would be bad. I'm going to minimize these. So we're going to run a drag script again, but first let me see. Let's just start the drag script, I guess. Okay. There's 4 buttons here that we can program to do specific things if we want. And so this button would open up the roof. This button closes the roof. And this button would terminate a session if I felt that there was a need to do that. Down here we can see that the roof is not at the open limit switch, but it is at the closed limit switch. That's why number 2 is on. So let's go ahead and just open a drag script, or open the master drag script. That's this one. We can see that the Rosetta Stone is still, the Rosetta Nebula is still the sequence we want to have, so we don't have to go in and edit it or anything. So I'm just going to say, let's run it. Yes, indeed. So we can see it as the drag script moves on. It's powering up the boxes. The mount is powered up. This is the planetarium. And again, almost always the initial connection of all the software doesn't work, so it has to try again. And as most of the time, it worked the second time. If we look over here, we can see the statuses of the software and hardware. So this is the operation. This is the focusing. This is the cooling to the, they call it a CCD camera, but in our case it's a CMOS. Guiding hasn't started yet. It hasn't started the sequence, so there's not a target yet. and the sequence hasn't started. This is we don't have a weather monitor. This is observing conditions, what currently is. And this is the mount information that we're getting. Okay, you can see the roof opened up. We see that here because the digital input changed. We should, and this is the block, open roof, so we're waiting for, there we go. So now we're in the block open lens cover, and it's going to wait a little bit. These two windows here are Peter's little shed. He's there tonight. He's so far away it won't interfere with our imaging at all. And we're seeing the lens cover open up. Okay. So the next thing we should do is go to near zenith. And that's what's happening. And then after it gets there, it's going to start the blind solving with a mount sync. That'll improve our accuracy. Even though the ZWAM5 is a very good mount, it never hurts to use all the tools we have. Okay, the telescope is at let me see where we are. I'm not sure if we're high enough yet in the sky. We'll see if it can do a plate solve here. I'm going to turn off the camera because it has the IR feature on it. Let's just leave it on for a bit, I guess. Oh, it looks like it might have solved. Oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah, it did solve. Okay, so that's good. So I think we're going to be able, yep, the sequence has started. It's got almost 4 hours remaining, and it's going to end at 2:16 Arizona time. So I am going to move this out of the way, and then shut that camera down. And now that's off. Okay, now we're solving using the Voyager's RoboFire autofocus. You can see the action as the star progresses to get smaller and smaller. They have a little different way of presenting their data instead of the traditional V-graph. When you do the initial setup with RoboFire, you do see the V-graph, but for this, and I don't quite understand, and I haven't looked into it much. The only thing I really care about is that it focuses, but it's a little disturbing if you're thinking, well, we should be seeing a V-graph But we're seeing the changes in the half flux D. I can't remember what that is. Anyway, half flux. And I think that's what this is showing. I've not resolved why we have all these peaks in here, but I'm sure there's very good reason. Okay, we're getting a nice tight flux, and it's going on the other side of the focus right now. And so it works both sides. Then, as your traditional V-curve, it will home in. If you want, you can use multiple stars. I haven't used that feature, but that is an option. One of these days, I guess I'll try it. Okay, so now we're starting to go to PhD2, and that should be coming up here pretty soon. And it's right here. And so it's given a little time for everything to settle down before the guiding starts. Okay. Let's just take a look and see what's going on here. Oops. So it chose this guide star. Okay. Minimize that. So I'd like to see it graphed. Okay, here we are. That looks pretty good, really. Okay. Minimize that. This is where we are on the curve of the cyan curve is the altitude of the target that we've got. We're here. This is the highest that's going to get. You can see guiding up here. Here's the temperature of the camera. We can see the mount is tracking. Guiding is good. And exposure is taking place. Okay, so that's good. And this is the information coming back from the telescope. So we're at an attitude of 35 degrees. And it looks like it's going to flip about 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay. So I'm going to let one exposure go. Then we'll take a look at it. And then I'm going to shut this down because I don't think you guys want to watch a video about the entire process. So here it just reinforces that the altitude is 35. And we had said not to go below, we didn't want to image. So it's above the do not image of 30. We're exposing for 120 seconds. Got a gain of 158 and an offset of 12, bending of 1, and everything else is default. So you can see this is the name it's going to save under in GC2237. So again, because we're using Voyager, all the files are going to be installed, going to be saved here in this Voyager image folder, and this will be identical to yours when you get your system.